Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to another VanChat Tuesday. And in this one, taking your advice, because obviously the last time or previous time we spoke about all the things that we wouldn't carry around with us and that we'd kind of like left in storage and stuff. So we're doing things that we actually do like.
Yes, things that we can't do without.
Can't do without.
Let's say.
Well, kind of.
I mean, this has been a tough choice. We've already changed the list like 4 times, and I feel like we need to have special mentions at the end for the other bits that we couldn't quite fit in. We could just do like a
20 things.
20 things, but we're not gonna, because I mean we're gonna ruin it.
It's difficult because it's 10 things, and that means it's 5 each.
Yeah, and we've both got totally different priorities of what things we would like to keep in the van. Yeah, and I bet you know what they are too.
Yeah. So, as is the main thing in life, ladies first.
Ladies first. Right. My first thing I could not do without is my Kindle. I love it. It's my favourite thing. It takes me away to wherever I feel like going. It gives me advice. It makes
advice?
me. Yeah. Well, I got self-help books and stuff like that.
Oh right, not like Kindle. What should we make for dinner? Not that kind of advice, then.
Really isn't. I know it's Amazon Kindle, but it doesn't mean that it's the same as Alexa. So,
shh, she's listening.
She didn't hear me. It's okay. No, it's okay. Yeah, I love my Kindle. It's every single book that I could ever possibly want to carry with me, all in one go. I can reread books I've read before. You can search things. It automatically links to Goodreads, which I like, because Goodreads has like a challenge of 100 books in a year to read, and I normally storm right through all of that. It helps me fall asleep, gives me something to do if John's editing, if I don't want to do it or the weather's bad. Literally is like a go-to of everything that you could possibly want.
Show them the little thing on the back.
And this is what John's put on for me, if you can see in the light there. It's like a little elastic thing
you put your fingers on.
So I'd slip my fingers in like that, and because it doesn't drop out of my hand, I'll fall asleep, and then I'll go like that in the night, or I'll do like that in my face, but I've still got my Kindle attached to my hand. The amount of times I have hit myself properly in the face because of this.
Because the first one you broke the screen.
I did. It didn't break it. It had a tiny little line in it, but it was just right where, and it just literally shone bright light through, which meant it was very difficult to focus in low lights if you were reading when you're in bed. But that's another thing I love. This is the Paperwhite. I love that it's backlit, so I don't need a book light, and I can adjust it down. And if I've been doing a lot of work on the computer, I can change the font size to be a bit bigger for my little old lady eyes. Love it. Bazzing. Best thing ever.
Obviously I don't read or anything like that, but I do listen to music and stuff. So mine is my little Sony Bluetooth speaker, and it's also got an auxiliary input. So we can use it if we're out of the van, Bluetooth stream from our phones, and if we're inside the van, what we can actually do is link it up to like phones or the TV via a little mini jack connector on there, 3.5mm jack. So we can have the speaker nearer to us, so we don't drown or deafen people.
The problem we've got is when we're
deafen people.
Let's not. We don't drown people. No. Just get that clear. But there's times when we're wild camping, and I know the van's not particularly wide, but we're sat over here, and the TV is the furthest side width-wise the other way. So sometimes to have it loud enough so we can hear all the detail is too loud if we're wild camping or camping somewhere. That it'd be better if we were quiet. So John just plugs this in, brings it closer to us, so the volume is where we need it, and we can keep the levels a bit lower. Yeah,
really good audio quality as well.
That is bazzing that over.
And great to link up to the projector, because it's battery operated as well.
Of course,
so the projector's battery operated, so you can link them up and get better audio with the projector.
Next is this.
It's not a thing, it's just.
It's like the little thing on. Oh, I didn't do that. It's like the little camera off Pixar, isn't it? Or the little light of Pixar that jumps up. Anyway, this is an IP camera.
It's a Neos Smart Cam.
It's one of them, and this allows us to keep an eye on Coop.
Yeah.
In the van, and the good thing is that as long as you can plug power into it, you can use it from anywhere, because it connects to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and by power it's USB, micro USB, so you don't even need 240 volts or 12 volts, just USB.
Yep. So if you've got a little power pack or something, it means you can have it on the outside of the van, you can have it in the van, you can move it around in the van.
It's not weatherproof though.
No, but just for, I can spy on you outside the van. I can go, oh look, and things. But no, it's great to keep an eye on Coop, and it's great because it will tell you with the app that comes with it. It will tell you that there has been motion or noise detected in the van, so it flashes up, so you're not monitoring it all the time, but it tells you if there's anything that you need to just check out, and it saves that little clip.
Yeah, we've also got one of those looking at the CCTV screen to make our CCTV remote viewable. So if we're out and about and says there's movement, we can check the screen and stuff like that.
Yep, it still does the same thing. It picks up off the screen, you know, any shadows on the side of the van. That's the favourite one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they are absolutely brilliant. They weigh nothing, and you can just stow them if you don't need them, and they come with this is magnetic, so you can just magnetise it to anything in here, so you get a little disc well. Yeah. So that's me saying it when obviously it's your thing. But
you chose it.
I did choose it because I love the fact that it means that we can go out with a bit of peace of mind and leave Coop in the van, and we're not worrying so much. So when we were going on the bikes during lockdown, we'd go out for a big long drive, leave Coop in the van, and we could just check on him and see he was normally asleep. But yeah, love it. Brilliant.
And this is probably going to surprise you, but my next one, it doesn't even take batteries. It's not even powered.
Oh,
but I do like it. You bought me this as well.
I did for your 40th birthday.
Yep, and this is my little Leatherman, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's got everything I need: pair of pliers, scissors, even like little interchangeable ends for driver bits and torque sets, and it's obviously got knives and saws and all that kind of stuff on it. Yeah, but Leatherman, I don't go anywhere without that.
It's got a tape measure on it.
It has got a measure on it, yeah, but I would say that probably 50% of the things that we do in the van, little things we have to fix or look at, I use it for that. So it's never ever too far away.
Yeah, it's a cracking piece of kit, that. Well worth the money. Well, you're well worth the money. Anyway.
Oh, thank you.
Aww. Right, my next one, and this is a weird one because the ones that you're going to expect are in the final bits at the end where I couldn't quite say I shouldn't need them. It's 2 in 1. Collapsible Tupperware and reusable Ziploc bags.
So this came under the category of reusable storage containers.
Yeah. it was. I mean, these things are absolutely brilliant. You get them in a pack, and there's like 5 different sizes of them, and they're brilliant. You turn them inside out when you wash them, and they come up nice and clean afterwards. But it means that I'm not going through Ziploc bags like mad, which I was doing.
You don't have to for about a year now as well.
I have. I mean, this is probably the orange is my most used because you can fit all sorts in there, so it's like the most used one. I've had soup in it and it doesn't leak. I've had stews in there. I've put just meats and veggies and what have you in there. But yeah, anyway, them and these are absolutely brilliant. It means you really don't have to carry around a load of extra waste and things for the van.
And you can keep things fresh as well.
To use them to do that. But it just means that you don't have to constantly be on the thing of, oh my god, have I got enough Ziploc bags left? And you don't have to worry about running out of them because you've always got them in.
Everything that we're talking about, by the way, we'll list if you click the link down there now or whatever. If you go to our website, it's on motorhome page, so gjot.uk/motorhome, and we'll link everything in there. So.
Yeah.
Right then.
Yours?
I'm gonna go like proper technical now. Torch. Not just any torch, but the world's best torch, I think. I know Dave's going to say there'll be another one out soon, but I think this is the best torch in the world. It's £9, sometimes £9 for 2, but most of the time it's £9 for 1. It's a reusable torch, charged by USB, and dead bright. It's got a couple of different modes on it. I'm sure you've seen me use it loads anyway. But yeah, we use this like every day for everything, and they've had them for probably like 2 years now, maybe something like that. And
they are really good because you can focus them on the beam to make them. When you pull that out, and it focuses to a square. So if you really need to focus on something in particular, it is really good for that. And I love them because they're so hard wearing. Ewan likes a torch, our grandson, and we just let him play around with that. He's been shining it around in the van. He goes out in the night and does it. Yeah, it does all. But it's really good because it takes all the knocks. It is absolutely fantastic piece of kit for £9.
2 years old, still working fine.
Yeah. And rechargeable, of course, which is good. So mine, and sorry guys, I have to excuse everybody, but I don't know if anybody's seen one of these before. He is huffing and puffing.
Can't believe you chose it.
I know, but it's one of those things where I know I could say a million things, and we're not doing things that you install in the van, like inverters and batteries and solar. No. We're not going anywhere near. It's all the little things. And mine is this. I don't know if anyone's seen one before, because I've talked about my moon cup before now, and this is it. It's a very clean one, because I boil them up afterwards when we're done. However, I'll stop throwing that around.
Yeah.
That means I don't have to worry about when that time hits. I've always got exactly what I need in the van to deal with that time of the month.
I'd just like to interject and say, for the gents out there, or, not being sexist, for anybody else that might not know what a moon cup is.
Oh yeah, it's for when you're on your period. It's in place of tampons. So you don't use tampons or pads or anything like that. You use this instead to catch everything. And and it is brilliant. You can leave it in all day. So you change it in the morning when you get up, and then you change it, or you empty it in the morning when you get up, and then before you go to bed. And apart from that, it's just in there and you don't worry about it at all. It's dead easy to clean, dead easy to deal with. You don't have to make sure you've bought anything. You don't have to have a special washing thing if you've got reusable pads or anything like that. You don't have to worry about where you're going to bin the detritus that comes with women's time of the month, because you just pour it down the loo, give it a rinse. And
I'd say the biggest thing, obviously this is probably the only thing that I know about it, is no matter where we are, you don't have to worry about needing a shop for products.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best thing.
You can go out anywhere, and of course being in different countries and not knowing if they're going to have the right thing for you, if you're going to do that, you'd have to stock up on stuff and obviously find room to store it all. You just have to, I've got a little bag, and that's all I've got to find room for, is that, and it just gets stuffed in a cupboard and it's done. I've got a spare one I have in my rucksack just in case I need that. But yeah, I think that this has made that time for me so much easier in the van. It's unbelievable. And because it is such a big deal, it's 25% of my month, 25% of every month that I have to use that. And that's a lot of time, I think, where something can make your life easier. So
that was the remit of what we've chosen, by the way, which is why we're not talking about solar panels and batteries, although technically we do use them every day, but we don't physically put our hands on them and use them every day or a lot of the time. So that's why.
Yeah.
Right, so my next two, I'm not going to do them both at the same time, but my next two are probably going to surprise you in that they also don't take batteries, but one is kind of linked to power, and that is a triple-ended USB charge cable. Because we do use these every bloody day, and we'll charge like 3 cameras at the same time, and yes you can. So one USB, it charges a USB-C item, a lightning item like iPhone or iPad, whatever, and also a micro USB, so I can charge my phone, one camera and another camera or something like that.
I think last time we had it on, we had my phone,
yep,
my Osmo Pocket,
yep,
and a torch.
Yeah, and we can charge them all at the same
all
time.
All at the same time.
And they're dead cheap and they're really durable. We've had these for ages as well.
And the nice wiggly cables as well. The really flexible wiggly cables. I like
so if you want to carry things in a van, it's obviously normally got to do more than one, or it's got to be lightweight or easy or compact or something like that. Whereas this will plug in one USB socket but give you 3 charges or 3 chargers, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, really cool.
It is cool, very useful.
Right, last one.
My frying pan. Honestly, I don't know what I ever did without this thing. I mean, you can see obviously how very well used it is. I used to leave this in the house and just take ridge monkeys with me everywhere I went because it wouldn't fit anywhere. So I didn't realise at the time how much I missed with being able to do this, because it works like a little oven when I've got no oven. I mean, you all know how many one-pan meals I do in this thing. It fits so much food in it.
We've just enjoyed one now, so if you want to find out, watch on
Thursday. Yeah.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Today's Tuesday.
No, today's Monday. No, today's Tuesday because this is when they're watching it. Sorry. What day is it?
Motorhome Mondays.
Motorhome Mondays. You know what day it is. Oh, I know we're all missing that.
I know.
But yeah,
Anyhow.
my frying pan. And I know everyone's probably got their own equivalent. It is a weapon. I don't use it.
She wields it well
But
in
yeah,
the kitchen.
the difference in having this in the van to not having it in the van is amazing. I think what you really need is a really decent frying pan, a deep one like that, all the time. These are the things that I can't live without.
Right, and my final one, and you will have seen this so much in my videos, it's my Flask. It's amazing. We've had these probably about 3 or 4 years as well now, and I use this every day. And as you will know, if you know me well enough, that is soft drinks, because the one that I've got with all the stickers on is
The hard stuff.
is liquor.
Liquor.
And these are just amazing. They keep a cold drink cold for like 12 hours or more. They're really good in going up and down mountains if you've got something like Coke in there or something like that, because they got quite a good seal on them. So
Oh, that's the noise that wakes you up at night. I tell you, that's the
only
problem,
downside. Yeah, if I do that again. That's the only downside, is that at 2 a.m. when you need a drink or something like that,
you know you're going to wake the other person up, or at least
it's not great.
lift their spirits. No, not lift
Spirits.
their spirits.
We don't normally drink spirits at 2 a.m. Well, sometimes.
No, but they are brilliant at keeping things cold. And also, if I boil the kettle, I'll always put enough for 2 or 3 brews in there, and I'll do 1 brew, and then I pour the rest of it into one of them, and it keeps it warm enough for what have we done, like 4 hours or something?
Yeah, at
hot
least.
enough to make a cup of tea with, which obviously you need it a little bit hotter than you do for coffee. You do, because you have to,
Okay.
with the tea bag, and they are brilliant for hot and cold, and it really does save you having to boil the kettle more than once if you're doing a brew.
Yeah. So there you go. And now that's great, and thanks very much for watching and blah blah blah. For the stuff that didn't make it,
Yeah.
like Mandy's coffee maker.
Yeah, my coffee maker was going to be on there, but then he's just like, actually, it doesn't have to be that coffee maker. As long as I can have coffee, then that's okay. And I can't just put a kettle on there because, everything, I could use a saucepan. I don't particularly need anything like that. But my coffee maker would be in the top lot. I mean, the link for it is somewhere, no doubt, anyway.
It is on the motorhome page,
On the
because loads
motorhome
of people
page.
ask for it anyway.
But I love that because I'm not boiling lots and lots of water, and it literally uses the free electric that we get from the sun.
As we're doing right now.
As we're doing right now. That's why it's called coffee power, to be able to do it without using any gas. So that's all the reasons why I do that. But at the end of the day, it's just coffee, and I have lived without it in the van.
And I was actually going to choose my multi-toolkit rather than my Leatherman, because I use this a lot, but I think a better item is the multi-toolkit. So I'll also put a link down below to another video where I link all the tools that I carry around in my van.
Yeah. And there was
Just
one
saying
other that's not anything that either of us use, but Cooper's water bowl.
Yeah.
That has been, because before, in the very first motorhome we just had his dog bowl, and we used to pour it out and lift it every time we went anywhere, and then
it's still
we'd go
splashed
somewhere.
over.
Yes, I was going to say, but we'd go to places and we'd drive around, and then we'd be like, oh no, we forgot to put Cooper's bowl down, or we'd step in it because he's a doofus and
Or we'd
it'd
step
spill
in it.
everywhere, yeah, or he'd kick it. That thing has dropped off the step before now, and it's hardly splashed anything, and we've driven everywhere up mountains, and it doesn't leak and it doesn't splosh over the sides or anything. It really is like the best thing ever for Coop for his water.
Which is also listed on our motorhome page.
It is.
So that's pretty much it. There were other things, but we won't talk about them anyway now. But that's our top
13. It seems. But yeah, top 10 and then 3 runners up.
Yeah. There we go. Right, have a good one, guys. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.
And we shall see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.